Hi friends, I am so excited about today's book because it is a mystery, an alphabet mystery. It's called The Little Eye Who Lost His Dot. We're going to see if we can help him find it. All right, our author is named Kimberlee Gard. Kimberlee Gard wrote this really fun story. She wrote all of the words, and Sandie Sonke did all of these very cool illustrations. So we'll have to pay attention to the letters in our book and how they match up with some of the sounds in our words. The end pages are so cool. I love that we get to see the alphabet and we get to see all of the lowercase letters. And look, there's little I. Does anyone see his dot? Oh, ta-da! There's his little orange dot. Let's see if we can find it in the real story. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The alarm clock rang to the alphabet song. Little I sat up, stretched, and rubbed his eyes. Last day of alphabet school. All right, there's little I. He's in his bed. He saw his letter friends on the playground and hurried to join them. Little G gasped. Little P pointed, and little S stared. Little I, they said, where is your dot? There's little I. Where's his little orange dot? Little I looked up. He looked to the left. He looked to the right. But his dot was gone. Have you seen it? Did you see it anywhere in the book? Where could it be? What will you do without your dot? Asked little A. Little W whimpered, and little H handed her a hanky. All of the letters crowded around little I. Don't worry, they said. We'll help you find a new dot. That's a good idea. Maybe little I could find something else that's a little bit dot-shaped. The school bell rang. It was time to make words. All the little letters scrambled into school. But little I's friends didn't forget their plan. When they got to the classroom, the letters looked around. Do you see anything that could be used for little I's dot? I see the letters all looking at different things. Now, see if you can hear and notice that the letters match the thing that they find to their letter sound. All right, clean out those ears, shake them up, turn them on. Here we go. Little A asked, how about this acorn? Acorn starts with A. Little B burst forward with a balloon. Little C cried, try on this clock. And little D dashed over with a delicious donut. Little E exclaimed, oh, an egg is exactly what you need. And little F followed with a flower. Little G giggled when he found a gumball. And little H handed over a hula hoop. Little J joked, how about a jumping bean? And little K knew the answer, a kiwi. Little L lit the line with a light bulb, and little M made her way over with a marble. Lots of good ideas from Little I's friends. Little N nodded to a music note, and Little O opted for an oyster shell. Little P presented a pretzel, and Little Q questioned, how about this quarter? Little R raced over with a ring, and Little S scared him with a spider. Little T thought a thumbtack would do. Ouch! Little U urged him to carry an umbrella. Umbrella. Little V ventured forward with a valentine. Little W walked over with a wheel. Little X's extra special idea was a xylophone mallet. And little Y yelled, "Wear this yo-yo." Little Z, always last, zoomed over with a 0. Maybe that could work. Little I tried them all, but nothing felt right. He looks a little bit sad. When school ended, all the little letters went out to where their parents were gathered. I noticed their parents are capital letters, and the children are lowercase letters. Little I saw his father and sniffed back some tears. "I lost my dot," said Little I. Capital I smiled. "No, Little I, you didn't lose your dot. You left it on your pillow this morning." Wait a minute. I remember seeing this next to Little I when our book began. I brought it along, but since today is the last day of school and you've grown up, I'm not sure you need your dot anymore, said Capital I. What do you think? Do you really think I'm ready to be a big I? Capital I nodded. Stretch out your arms and point out your feet. I wonder what will happen if he puts his arms out and stretches his feet out too. Little I did, and when he saw his shadow on the ground, look at that! He smiled. Dad, I look just like you. I can start a sentence now. Little I, I'm so proud of him. He had kind of a tough day when he couldn't find his dot. He's lucky to have so many kind friends who helped him look and who came up with some really great ideas of things he might be able to use for his dot. Little I tried them all on, but he decided none were quite right. And that's okay. He was still very kind and very grateful to his friends for helping him. And it turns out, Little I didn't need that dot anymore. Little I was ready to be a capital I. Sometimes we might have special things like blankies or pacifiers or a lovey, and we might worry when they're not with us. Sometimes people might try to offer us something else instead, but it usually doesn't feel right. You know what? Just like Little I, we are all going to grow up and be brave enough to carry on without our passies or our blinkies or our lovies. The bigger we get, the braver we get, just like little I. Now, our game for today, if you would like to play an alphabet game with me, is really fun. I've been working on it with my owls in my classroom. Well, our classroom is on the computer right now, but we've been working on it on the computer and sharing the ideas we've come up with. We've been working on alphabet cards. So my cards are little. Some of my friends have been using regular sizes of pieces of paper. Some of my friends have been using medium-sized pieces of paper. But whatever kind of paper you have at your house, that will work great. On one side, you write the letters. So I started with the letter A. Now, this is a challenge because I wrote the capital letter and the lowercase letter, both of them. It's really great practice for our brains and for our hands to be able to write the uppercase and the lowercase letters. And on the back side, guess what? You draw something that starts with the letter. Just like in our book when the little letters found things for little I, they matched their letter sound. Little A found an acorn. Little B found a balloon. Little C found a clock. And little D found a donut. All right, let's see. Can you guess what's on the other side of my letter A card? It's something that looks sort of like a line with kind of a triangle on the end. And we might find one pointing at something. It might tell us, go this way or go that way. It's an arrow. An arrow for the letter A. But you could draw anything that starts with the letter A. You could draw an alligator, or an apple, or an acorn, or maybe your best friend's name is Allison, or Annette, or Amelia, or Andrew. You could draw a picture of them because their names all start with the letter A. Okay, I'll show you just a couple more. I have a very silly one for the letter B. All right, this is something that's so gross and totally full of germs, and we want to be really sure we never touch it with our fingers. We only touch it with a tissue. And sometimes, especially if you have a little brother or a sister, you might notice them hanging out of their nose. A booger! Gross! Okay, I'll show you two more cards before you go get started on your very own. A C says k. And this is a special kind of orange. And it's really sweet. And you peel off the skin, and inside you gobble up all of the sweet clementine. Clementine. I loved bringing clementines in my lunchbox to school. Okay, last one before you guys get to make your own cards. Letter D. D. This is what little D brought to little I in our book today. Do you remember? It was a sweet, delicious treat. It was a donut. Very nice. Well, I hope you will take the challenge and come up with some of your very own letter cards. Maybe you can play a game with your grown-ups and try to get them to guess what's on the back of each card. Friends, thank you so much for reading about Little I with me today. It's really fun to practice our letters together. I hope you have a wonderful day. please choose to be kind, especially to your grown-ups, because they are working extra hard to be your helpers. Make sure that you are being their helpers too. Bye, friends.